Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. Jiawei Horde leader, Thousand Shadow Knight, Skyflower Knight, and Luo Feng had surrounded that godly hammer with their godly power. When that blue hammer showed up, all of them wanted to penetrate their godly power to make it recognize them as its master. However, none of them succeeded because of what happened with Seal Star. The sealing life imprint could not be disturbed. Another asshole. Skyflower Knight roared. Scram. Don't think about it, said Thousand Shadow Knight, and moved all his 1,000 phantoms towards Skyflower Knight, trying to stop him. Break. Skyflower Knight waved his godly hammer and smashed all the phantoms. Those phantoms were actually flying blades with engravings on all of them. Law threads started to connect with each other, and the 1,000 blades became one. Although each of the flying blades was only a treasure, all of them combined made a senior true treasure. Luo Feng duplicated himself as well. One of them was a fiery towering being transformed from Mosha body, while the other was the real Luo Feng, who broke out of a world ring. Luo Feng had 10,000 world rings like that. After all, world energies were useless when it came to actual fighting, and the best way to show up was to break out of a world ring. To Luo Feng, breaking out of a world ring could smash the sky and land. Golden waves began tumbling and covered the vast forest. Jiawei Horde leader, Thousand Shadow Knight, and Skyflower Knight were all affected by the resistance from the Golden River, which sharply slowed them down. The 9 strange beasts were surrounding the godly hammer in the boundless Golden River. All was silent. Skyflower Knight, Jiawei Horde leader, and Thousand Shadow Knight all stopped. The 30 universe knights of other races were all looking down, dazed. They thought the 4 great beings might fight each other to the death, but they hadn't expected one of them to have a domain-type true treasure. That is 9 Tiger River. It's 9 Tiger River. Luo Feng's 9 Tiger River. The domain-type true treasure, 9 Tiger River. Luo Feng's here. All the universe knights of other races were shocked. A silver-armored and silver-winged youngster was walking on the golden waves. It was the human, Luo Feng. Luo Feng. It's Luo Feng. Skyflower Knight, Jiawei Horde leader, and Thousand Shadow Knight were all dazed. They never would have expected the legendary Luo Feng to come and take advantage in the end. The waves were churning. The 9 strange beasts surrounded the godly hammer and delivered it to Luo Feng. He took the godly hammer, and Mosha body went back to the world ring. You fought so hard, but sorry, said Luo Feng. I'll take the true treasure. Luo Feng's godly body isolated himself from all the godly power outside, and easily made the godly hammer recognize him as its master. Quick, let's go. Let's go. It's Luo Feng. We'll die if we don't leave soon enough. All the great beings of other races started to flee. Even Thousand Shadow Knight and Jiawei Horde leader exchanged panic-stricken eye contact. Luo Feng was too famous, and he had killed universe overlords before. Several universe overlords had died at his hands. Lives always came first. They both broke out of the waves and flew away. The moment Luo Feng showed himself, all the universe knights, including the 2 universe overlords, flew away. And only that top-tier universe overlord Skyflower Knight was still glaring at Luo Feng in the waves. Human Luo Feng. Skyflower Knight roared. You dare to show up on the original stars? Why not? Luo Feng chuckled in the waves. He knew that Skyflower Knight and other races would report to the powers behind them once he showed up. However, it was all part of his plan. Wonderful. Skyflower bent, and the soul red eye under the snowy hair looked madder. Perhaps they're afraid of you, but I'm not. You're a joke to me. Indeed, he didn't fear Luo Feng at all. He had a life gene level of 2,000 times. And also, he had a much larger godly body than Luo Feng, and a great advantage even if they were at a stalemate. A joke? Luo Feng grabbed the handle of the blood ghost blade on his back. He strolled over with the blade. I've killed universe overlords before, but I've never killed a top-tier universe overlord. I heard that even universe masters find it difficult to kill top-tier universe overlords. I want to try. You want to kill me? Skyflower Knight's eye went wide, as if he just heard the greatest joke in his life. Luo Feng nodded, and his voice resounded. Yes, I want to kill you. The universe knights of other races, who had flown out of Nine Tiger River, were all watching from a distance. They didn't need to be afraid of Luo Feng as long as they were far enough from him. They wouldn't miss a fight between two top-tier universe overlords. All of them were startled when they heard what Luo Feng said. Ha ha! What a joke, roared Skyflower Knight. Even universe masters can't guarantee to kill me, let alone you. Luo Feng. Let's show you how powerful a top-tier universe overlord actually is. Skyflower Knight dashed at Luo Feng with a godly hammer in each of his hands. Luo Feng held the blood ghost blade and smiled. All the universe knights of other races were watching the fight closely. They got close to each other quickly. 60,000 miles, 30,000 miles. Suddenly, Luo Feng stopped smiling. Instead, his eyes started to glint ferociously like an actual beast god. He shot forward like lightning. He lost his calmness and exploded like a volcano. He was much more forceful than his opposition. The godly hammer and blood ghost blade hit one another. Luo Feng backed down 3 steps, while Skyflower Knight bounced away, yet he turned around in the sky and stopped. No wonder you were able to kill a universe overlord, said Skyflower Knight. You're indeed more powerful than me. But not by much. You can't even completely suppress me. Skyflower Knight had expected Luo Feng to be a bit more powerful than him. After all, Luo Feng could easily kill a universe overlord, which was something he found difficult to do. Yet Skyflower Knight now determined that Luo Feng was only slightly stronger than him. Really, said Luo Feng. He held the blood ghost blade in his hand and walked toward Skyflower Knight on the waves. He had only performed the ultimate technique of a universe overlord, level mountain, and it was as powerful as the technique Skyflower Knight had. Ha ha! I'll see how long your godly body can last. Skyflower Knight took large steps forward, and the space was trembling. Luo Feng's eyes glinted coldly. He was just warming himself up, trying to test the power of Skyflower Knight. He concluded that he wouldn't be able to kill Skyflower Knight in short time if he used Golden Mountain and Golden River. He had to perform the ultimate technique of Universe Masters, Golden Light. All the Universe Knights were watching the fight. Jia Wei Horde leader said, top-tier Universe Overlords are not only skilled, they have strong godly bodies too. Luo Feng can only be at a slight advantage. If they keep fighting, the human Luo Feng might actually. Suddenly, he was dazed. All the 30-something Universe Knights, who were talking quietly, were dazed. Below them, a golden light shone, a gleaming golden glow. Sharp and cold. The godly hammer Skyflower Knight was wielding fell on his own body under the attack from the blade. The force from the blade's attack hit the senior True Treasure armor, and reached the limit of the armor. Skyflower Knight could hear the humming from the armor. How? Skyflower Knight's eyes glinted with shock and fear. Skyflower Knight bounced back. He was powerless under that shockwave. 11% gone, he gasped. How? Is he a universe master? Is he a universe master already? Skyflower Knight was shocked to his very core. His godly body was almost 60,000 miles tall. Yet one attack took away 11% of his godly body. This was something that could only be accomplished by universe masters. Luo Feng had needed 2 attacks to kill Parachopper Knight. Skyflower Knight had a senior True Treasure armor, but his godly power, he was 20 times more powerful than Parachopper Knights. However, Luo Feng's godly power had become 100 times more powerful after becoming a Universe Knight. And the weapon he used had changed from cutting pearl blade to a top-tier True Treasure weapon, Blood Ghost Blade. Hence, a senior True Treasure armor was significantly weaker. One attack consumed 11% of his godly body. Meanwhile, All the Universe Knights could sense that the force of Skyflower Knight had weakened by at least 10%. One attack consumed 10% of a top-tier Universe Overlord's body. They were all stupefied. This was something only Universe Masters were capable of doing. When two beings of comparable powers were pitted against one another, the rebound force, during a head-on confrontation, would normally cause Luo Feng to reduce speed or fall backward. Yet, at that very moment, the difference was extreme. Luo Feng was using his ultimate technique of a Universe Master level, as though he was truly a Universe Master. After one strike, he was hot on Skyflower Knight's heels right away, dealing another strike to the godly body of his opponent, which was already thrown a distance away. Not good, thought Skyflower Knight. One strike after the another, in 9 strikes, I will be completely annihilated. Skyflower Knight no longer had the time to feel shocked over the fact that Luo Feng had become a Universe Master. To him, the utmost concern at the moment was escaping for dear life. White Needle. Right behind Skyflower Knight, a huge, white, shuttle-shaped object suddenly appeared. It was approximately 600 miles long, all white, and was extremely shiny and smooth. It took the shape of a shuttle, and once it appeared, it flew straight towards Skyflower Knight, who happened to accelerate in the direction of the shuttle-shaped object upon receiving a second strike from Luo Feng. He immediately aimed for the entrance and inserted himself into the white shuttle-shaped object. After entering the flying shuttle, Skyflower Knight heaved a sigh of relief. I was almost killed by Luo Feng, he said. Skyflower Knight's blood-red eye behind his snow-white hair was filled with trepidation. Too powerful. When Luo Feng first started using his power, it was only a fragment of his full power. He is holding back on what he truly is capable of. Thereafter, that explosive display of power. It was totally on the level of a Universe Master. Scheming, continued Skyflower Knight. He is so scheming. That one strike. It was so fast I didn't have time to dodge, so strong I didn't have the power to ward off, and so mysterious that it was unfathomable. I shall never be able to comprehend it. This is the technique of a Universe Master, and I'm afraid it might be the ultimate technique of a Universe Master. Only a Universe Master will be capable of creating such a technique, and only a Universe Master is capable of injuring me. This Luo Feng must have become a Universe Master and kept it under wraps. Skyflower Knight was anxious yet getting emotional. Luckily, when I was contributing valuables to the race, I chose White Needle during the exchange of True Treasure, and not the top-tier True Treasure armor. Skyflower Knight sighed to himself. As a top-tier Universe Knight, his wealth was far more sizable than an ordinary Universe Overlord after countless years of accumulation. Furthermore, he had wandered about the Universe Ocean for a long time. There were many kinds of treasures, and during the opening of the original star this time, he naturally wanted to exchange with his race to earn an important true treasure for self-protection. At that time, he'd had 2 choices. One was to exchange for a top-tier true treasure armor. In the human race, 100 true treasure points would suffice, or 2, to change for a senior flying palace type true treasure. In the human race, the minimum amount for this would be around 200 true treasure points. Obviously, a flying palace type true treasure was more expensive. But he had gritted his teeth and made the decision to pay the price for that flying palace type true treasure. I made the right choice, he said. If I had chosen the top-tier true treasure armor, my defense may have been strong, but Luo Feng's attacks were scary. Even with a top-tier true treasure armor, one strike would be able to injure me by at least a fraction of 1,000th. This Luo Feng had me backed into a corner. Should I have been struck 1,000 times, I would have had no chance of escaping annihilation. Skyflower Knight heaved a sigh of relief, as he hid in his flying palace type true treasure. Here, he was safe and did not need to feel scared. Nine Tiger River was mighty and majestic. Luo Feng stood on its golden waves and looked afar at the white, flying shuttle that was hovering in mid-air. His expression changed involuntarily. A flying palace type true treasure. Luo Feng, a voice said, transmitted from the white flying shuttle. I admire you. You are absolutely a genius, and out of all the billions of races in this vast universe, you are indeed the cream of the crop. Within such a short period of time, when other great beings have thought of you as a top-tier universe overlord, they would never have suspected that you had already become a universe master. If not for this flying palace type true treasure, I think today would have been my last. Ha ha ha. But now, I think it is just your luck. Just my luck. Luo Feng said, glaring at that white flying shuttle. Furious. Very angry. Skyflower Knight's shrill voice mocked, transmitted over from that white flying shuttle. But what can you do to me when I am in this flying palace? Even if you were tens or hundreds of times stronger, the most you could do would be to stare helplessly. Luo Feng did feel that he had made a blunder. He had made elaborate preparations for the battle to Fame this time. He had devised counteractions for various possible unforeseen circumstances. He might have proven his capabilities, as witnessed by the numerous great beings watching the fight from afar, and Skyflower Knight did admit that Luo Feng was indeed powerful. But after all this, one of the worst possible situations he had calculated had happened. Skyflower Knight owned a flying palace type true treasure. In summation, there was no way he could make a clean kill and get rid of Skyflower Knight. This battle would not end conclusively. As for the question of whether he could force open the white flying shuttle, Luo Feng had no intentions of trying. A flying palace type true treasure was the sturdiest type out of all treasures of the same level. Such treasures were the best at warding off material attacks. An ordinary flying palace type true treasure, in terms of its degree of sturdiness, was comparable to that of a senior true treasure armor. A senior flying palace type true treasure was thus comparable to a top-tier true treasure armor. Like Sky Wolf Master's Sky Wolf Palace, which was also a senior flying palace type true treasure, it belonged to the minority of top-notch treasures, which, by the human race's exchange rates, was worth about 800 to 900 true treasure points. With it, Sky Wolf Master was able to run rampant about the universe. Even Primal Chaos City Leader and 9 Remoteness Master were unable to force Sky Wolf Palace apart. This flying shuttle was only slightly inferior to Sky Wolf Palace, but it was enough to run rampant in the universe. The majority of universe masters would not be able to do anything to it. Skyflower Knight, who owned such a flying palace type true treasure, usually could only depend on soul attacks. But Luo Feng was not skilled in launching soul attacks. Humph! Luo Feng put 9 Tiger River right away, transformed into light, and accelerated into space. Trying to escape, said Skyflower Knight. The white flying shuttle followed closely and quickly. Luo Feng and the white flying shuttle dashed through the sky, one after the other, while knights of different races watched from afar, dumbfounded. He actually had a flying palace type true treasure. Skyflower Knight said that Luo Feng is a universe master. Of course he is a universe master. How strong he is. If he is not a universe master, what else can he be? Even a top-tier universe overlord lost 10% of his godly body with just one strike from Luo Feng. Other than a universe master, who could be that powerful? Skyflower Knight, are you sure you want to shadow me like this? Luo Feng said, looking behind him. Yes, said the voice from the white flying shuttle voiced. I have you under my watchful eye. There is no escape for you. Luo Feng swept one look at the gigantic white flying shuttle behind him, which was really something that he could not tackle. He was aware that the automaton race, bug soldiers, and demons had always been looking for information about his movements, so Skyflower Knight would naturally be tracking down his exact coordinates, and promptly informing the higher-ups of his demon clan everything he knew about Luo Feng. Playing big, thought Luo Feng. I'm afraid it is time to depend on the 9th volume now. Luo Feng's eyes flashed with traces of murderous intention. At the territory of Demon Clan, in the Dream Ancestors' secret region, the body that Skyflower Knight left within his race was rapidly brought back to the Dream Ancestors' secret region by a servant of God country transportation. Upon arriving at Dream Ancestors' secret region, he immediately connected to virtual space with his consciousness. Like the automaton race, the Demon Clan also created a virtual world of their own. Even for Earth, a simple virtual space, Palace of War Gods, was previously created, and it was merely based on a simple thought. To achieve the far-reaching influence that spread throughout the universe like the virtual universe, where all the laws were adhered to, was a difficult feat, yet if the area of virtual space was small and solely used for communication of information, that was much simpler and more achievable. The Demon Clan had such a virtual space. It was an area that enveloped the Dream Ancestors' secret region. Within the virtual space of the Demon Clan, amidst the clouds and mist, a group of towering white palaces were in continuous sequence. These were the residences of the Dream Ancestors. Among the clouds and mist, a long table was occupied by 9 figures. Above 8 of them was a large silvery white snake that was coiled up into a pan-shaped position. The snake's body was stretched outward into the distance, and amidst all the clouds and mist, it was hovering between being visible and remaining hidden. It was, nonetheless, a looming and massive figure. The other 8 figures were also comprised of an array of forms and looks. Obviously, these were all noble beings of the Demon Clan. Teacher. Skyflower Knight appeared out of nowhere, a body cloaked with snow-white hair. He bowed with unmatched reverence. The head of the silvery white snake looked over. You said you discovered Luo Feng and even mentioned that he was a universe master. Yes. Skyflower Knight replied. At that point in time, most of the other 8 universe masters seated around the table started voicing their thoughts loudly. Liar. That human Luo Feng cannot possibly have become a universe master so quickly. Impossible. Skyflower Knight continued. This is the truth. I have seen and tested him myself. If not for my flying palace type true treasure, White Needle, which I earlier exchanged for with the race, I'm afraid I would have been annihilated by him. Impossible. To kill you, he must definitely have the power of a universe master. How long has he been cultivating himself? It seems impossible. The universe masters were still unwilling to believe what they had just heard. Only Dream Demon Ancestor remained silent as he observed their reactions. Skyflower Knight immediately said, words alone are useless. I shall let you all see the situation at that time. Then you all will clearly believe my words. With that, Skyflower Knight looked toward the sky and recalled everything that he had undergone. The scenes reenacted in his memory, and were replayed as a simulation of the actual event from the beginning to end. From the start of his fight against Jia Wei Horde Leader and Thousand Shadow Knight. Silence. All the universe masters watched with undivided attention. Billions of years of common knowledge told them that it was impossible to become a universe master in such a short cultivation period. Otherwise, one would be impossibly powerful. The simulation ended. All the universe masters remained silent for a moment. They all could tell the truth from the blows exchanged between Luo Feng and Skyflower Knight. For the first strike, the difference between the power of the two was not obvious. However, when Luo Feng served up his second attack, he brought forth such an immediate upsurge of power so strong that it caused Skyflower Knight to lose 10% of his godly body right away. The only missing detail that they could not see from the simulated scenes was how the incredible yet mysterious strike was dealt. Skyflower Knight did not know how Luo Feng had done it, so naturally, he was unable to replicate the exact nature of the move. One strike that could cause a split straight away. Just by posture alone, it was impossible to create a 100% simulation. That would be totally pointless. The true essence lay with the Beast God path, the path that could stir up and actuate countless lore engravings. This was a scene from memory that could not be simulated. Luckily, I hid in my flying palace, Skyflower Knight said solemnly. If not, I would have been annihilated. Not necessarily, Dream Demon Ancestor said, finally speaking up. Luo Feng may not necessarily be a universe master. When he was only an undying, he fought and killed Bark Mirror Emperor. When he was a universe knight, his godly body must already have been stronger than yours. With such a strong godly body, he must have chanced upon a unique opportunity, or even been bestowed with a talent technique. Or he could have obtained a talent technique that was comparable to an ultimate technique of a universe master. The other universe masters nodded. Have you ever seen him controlling a part of time and space? Dream Demon Ancestor asked. No, Skyflower Knight shook his head. Just one stance of a powerful technique, said Dream Demon Ancestor. That may be a talent technique. Unless he is able to display two techniques, then one of them must be his own creation. Dream Demon Ancestor shook his head. Furthermore, you are still not powerful enough to make a correct identification. Only through a battle with him would a Universe Master will be able to clearly judge whether or not he is a Universe Master. Are you tracking him now? Yes. Skyflower Knight immediately added, he will not be able to escape. I am tracking him down, for sure. The silvery white snake went on to say, I will contact the automaton race and bug soldiers. This time around, with the joint efforts of the three races, we must eradicate Luo Feng. Three beings arrived in the sky. They were the three Universe Supreme Masters from three pinnacle races. The silver snake had said, Luo Feng showed up on the original stars, and he has the power of a Universe Master. I've got the report as well, said the Phantom. Skyflower Knight of your demon race fought Luo Feng, and he's no match at all. He survived because of his flying palace type true treasure. I have the information, too, said the breathtaking being. Good, said the silver snake head. It's a great opportunity. We can cooperate with each other and kill him now. Of course we have to, but is he actually a Universe Master, the breathtaking being said. I want to know, too, said the Phantom. Although none of them believed Luo Feng could have become a Universe Master in such a short time, they all knew that the universe was constantly changing, and miracles were possible. The silver snake said, I'm not sure. Of course, I hope he's a Universe Master. The Universe Supreme Masters from the automaton race and the bug race wished the same thing, as Luo Feng was already too powerful, and it would be better if he actually was a Universe Master. If he was already a Universe Master, it meant Luo Feng wouldn't be too powerful later. I think he has an incredible inherited technique, and that was how he hurt my disciple, said the silver snake head. If he's a Universe Knight, we need to kill him. Even if he's a Universe Master, we can still eradicate him. What do you think? My demon race alone might not succeed, but we have a much greater chance if we cooperate. Father God of Automaton race and Empress of Bug race both went silent. I agree. I'm on board. They both answered. Nobody can stop us if we cooperate, the silver snake said with a smile. I think we send 3 Universe Masters each, and 9 Universe Masters go to that original star at the same time to encircle them. 9 Universe Masters. You're overestimating Luo Feng. The Empress and Father God were reluctant, as there weren't enough Universe Masters within their races. We can't give him any chance if we want to kill him, said the silver snake head. Otherwise, he'll get away and be stronger. If it weren't for that man being so crazy, our races would be suppressed by the human race. Don't underestimate the humans. They have great potential. I see that crazy man on Luo Feng. No. How is it possible? All of them were terrified, thinking of the crazy man who was annihilated. Think about how long Luo Feng has practiced, said the silver snake head. I'll send 3, said the breathtaking being. I'll send 3 as well, said the Phantom. All the Universe Supreme Masters reached a consensus. Together, they would send 9 Universe Masters, along with a great number of Universe Knights, to kill Luo Feng. And the other powers would make sure the Hong Alliance didn't meddle. Luo Feng was flying on original star number 02933, and a white shuttle was following him. Still following me? Luo Feng looked behind him. All the 3 races have got the information, and they might have made a plan already. Fortunately, they don't know my trump card. It'll be a wonderful fight. Boundless golden waves showed up, and the white shuttle was covered by the waves, which slowed it down. 9 Tiger River. Skyflower Knight lowered his head, and his eye glinted disdainfully. Want to get away? Don't count on it. His godly power permeated. Useless. I'm in the 9 Tiger River, and you're controlling it. If you're a bit farther than me and I get out of it, I can keep following you. Skyflower Knight was confident. Time flew. 9 Tiger River moved forward, and Skyflower Knight was in 9 Tiger River. After a while. Why is he squandering his godly power by using 9 Tiger River? Skyflower Knight smirked, but then he was dazed. Wait. Space Law Domain. Skyflower Knight performed Law Domain. 2 law domains clashed with each other, and Skyflower Knight felt something wrong from the clash. Why did Feng keep stopping him from inspection? Skyflower Knight heard a laugh, and the Golden River disappeared. Skyflower Knight. How stupid are you? A towering golden horned beast with 6 horns was standing in the sky. A head with snowy hair showed up from the shuttle and said, "Where's Feng?" The golden horned beast smiled. "He's not here anymore." Damn golden horned beast. How are you controlling the 9 Tiger River? Skyflower Knight was anxious and infuriated. We're best friends, and I've been adventuring through the original stars with him, said the golden horned beast. I've been hiding in his world ring. He's already put 9 Tiger River back into the world ring and taken back his life imprint. That's how I use it. Golden horned beast smiled. As for Feng, he's flown far away. Damn it, said Skyflower Knight. He clenched his teeth. He remembered that Feng won the name of top-tier universe overlord, because he had slaughtered a great many universe knights of other races, and many of them claimed to have been killed by a black, strange beast, or a golden horned beast. How could I forget about the golden horned beast? Skyflower Knight said, irritated. Perhaps you can still catch Feng now. Golden horned beast smiled, waved his wings, and flew away. Skyflower Knight was angry with himself. He had been tricked. Inside the virtual space of the demon race, Skyflower Knight had to report to his teacher, Dream Demon Ancestor. Teacher, he said. I lost Feng. Lost him. All the races were irritated, but they couldn't do anything but change the plan immediately. They had to order the great beings from the Demon Race Alliance, the Bug Race Alliance, and the Automaton Race Alliance to search for Feng on original star number 02933. They sent 9 Universe Masters to that original star. Coming after me. Feng flew through the sky to where he meant to meet Golden Horned Beast. That Skyflower Knight was underestimating me. He was so easily tricked. Feng was smiling when suddenly everything went silent. The first Universe Master of the 9 Universe Masters sent arrived at the original star, following the boundless energy. All the Universe Knights went quiet. They all knew that a Universe Master had arrived. You're dead, Feng, a deep voice said, trembling the ground. Feng smiled. Which Universe Master is it? Bug Race Alliance, Master of Banff, came the answer. You want to kill me? Feng chuckled. Feng laughed louder and louder without caring about the space constraint around him. He kept flying. These are Feng's coordinates. Go there. Encircle him. The alliances quickly gave the order, and a great many Universe Knights on that original star went toward those coordinates, and even great beings of the 3 alliances on other original stars flew there. Hong Alliance got the information immediately and quickly made arrangements. On original star number 02933, where Master of Banff stayed, another Universe Master had arrived. However, the space and time were in disorder because of the fight to control space and time, and neither of them was able to control the space and time. It's a Universe Master from the Hong Alliance, Feng realized. At the same time, Feng got an email from his teacher, Primal Chaos City Leader. It read, Feng, Longyang Master has already arrived at your original star. This time, all the 3 pinnacle races will try their best to kill you, and our alliance can only stall them. Even if I go there, I'll be constrained. I heard that you have the power of a Universe Master now. Can you guarantee you will survive that? Self-destruct if you can't. Understand. The Hong Alliance wasn't worried. They'd given Feng the soul-type true treasure after image. They knew that Feng had the clone technique, and the worst he would suffer would be the loss of some true treasures. Of course, I can, Feng replied. This is getting more and more interesting, he said to himself. Time will tell. I don't know how this fight will end. Luo Feng beamed. This video will end here.